Hello, dear colleagues who share our passion for teaching games. I am Elkin Arias from the Universidad de Antioquia in Medellin, Colombia. In this opportunity, we want to show you our didactic model of the Game Actions Competence. It's a new model which we are working right now together with our colleagues Wilder Valencia and Samuel Gaviria. Let's start to show you that in our country, Colombia, unfortunately, physical education is not set as a basic level at the elementary schools because the government does not allocate the necessary resources for hiring a school teacher, a physical education teacher in every elementary school. So our children practice sport games outside schools in extracurricular activities and sport clubs. And most of our children prefer sport games. That's motivated because the big quantity of hours that the television and media broadcasts sport games, mainly football, soccer, which is the most practiced and most popular sport in our country. But in sport clubs, the children are coached with a competitive orientation. They practice drills oriented to win games and to develop skills and fitness. They play very little. So the coaches oriented the sessions to the acquisition of abilities to play, but they focus little on the coaching of the game itself. Parents also press the children because they want the children to be successful, to be a famous sportsman, to be a professional player in most of the cases. There are a lot of people who is attending sport events while children's play. So this attention is also from the media. The children are acting as if they were professional players, but small. Parents also dedicate a lot of time to their children. They grow up and be a successful sportsman. So coaches are compelled to use training tactics for teaching the children. So it's more like a coaching than a teaching environment. The coaches want to get fast results, so they get indications to the children. They show them how they should to play, and the children have the opportunity to create their game. Fitness is a very important task that the children should do inside these sport clubs. Of course, we know game-centered approaches, but these game-centered approaches are developed, researched, and applied mainly to physical education settings. In sport clubs, there are very little, there are no none at all, or very little. And in that case, the few teachers will implement these ideas about game-centered approach, try to do the best, but that's not enough because of the lack of physical education at schools. So we wanted to create a didactic model of the game action competence that can be used in competitive context like these sport clubs. Our model consists of 5 didactical strategies. One is called smart-sided games, very known. Psychokinetic games are our creations, some games that pretend to develop the cognitive abilities. We try also situations ones against ones. Of course, we don't forget the technical skills, and the children like a lot the full game, the official game, the serious game. We use learning methods oriented to motor actions with the aim to get knowledge of action and for them get action competences and finally competitive ability. We use learning methods oriented to the game actions. For example, problem-based learning, cooperative learning, co-education, autonomous practice, and problems-based learning. All of this founded on the constructivism theory of teaching, but applied to coaching. In other words, the self-efficacy is a concept developed to name the individual's belief in their own capacities to accomplish attacks in specific situations, such as when practicing sport games. Bandura is one of the authors who proposed the use of this concept of perceived self-efficacy. When someone has perceived efficacy, he has the confidence to play and to get enjoyment and also motivation to practicing sports. And in this way, the children can be engaged in sport practice a long life. So we wanted to test our didactic model or Game Action Competence for its ability to develop perceived self-efficacy. And we compare it with the didactic model of didactic instructions. For that, we use a group of 30 basketball players. We divided in randomly to 2 groups, and we tested their self-efficacy perceived with the Colella, Morano, Bortolli, and Roberta test. It consists of 6 items with everyone with 4 choices opportunities to express how they feel the physical ability, how they perceive the physical ability. So we use with one of the groups our didactic model or the Action Game Competences with this percentage of time for every strategy, and we use the didactic model of direct instruction with the other group. So in this way, we test at the end of a 16-week period or teaching both groups with these models, and at the end, the didactic model, the Game Action Competence group, had a little better results than the direct instruction group. The difference were significant, and 2 weeks later, we test again the 2 groups, and the difference remained constant. So we can conclude that we are a model with the didactic model or the game action game competence. We can promote and improve the perceived physical self-efficacy, and this can be a very good alternative to the didactic model of direct instruction, because here the children can feel the confidence that they are doing well They are learning, they are playing better, they have more ability and more skills, and they enjoy the game. So they are not always doing tasks or boring exercises. They are playing most of the times, and this can be the reason because the children perceive the improved physical self-efficacy. These results are consistent with other studies. We also find that game is the best way to promote self-efficacy, and in this way to promote the practice of sport games for the children more and more, and to get all their benefits for health, education, and enjoyment. That was our presentation. Thank you for attending, and I see you again in the next event for teaching game for understanding. Thanks a lot.